When Laurel Lake was constructed in the 60s and early 70s, Sears Cemetery on the Whitley County side, about 7/10 from the spillway, which is back in that direction, Sears Cemetery was originally scheduled to be relocated. And it was in the plan of relocation. In the 11th hour, it was decided by the Corp of Engineers that it was not necessary to move the Sears Cemetery, one of three that was not relocated. This is an old forestry road here, 4058, and if my mapping skills are accurate, the Sears Cemetery should be up in this general area. There's a footpath through here that's fairly well traveled. Let's see where this leads. There's actually a pretty decent road bed through here. Could have been a road back to an old cemetery, then again could have been an old logging road. We'll see where it leads. You get back in here, probably about 3 or 4/10 of a mile, and there's another sign, 4058A. I don't know if it branches off here and has an A and a B. So far, no sign of the old cemetery that I'm looking for. Here's some gunshots off in the distance, probably coming from the Whitman's branch shooting range. Well, I walked about a half a mile at the end of the trail and finally walked back toward the vehicle, which is that way, and decided to come up on top of this hill off trail. There's not really a trail leading up here, and I saw a metal post off in the distance, followed by another metal post. There's actually 4 metal posts here, and out here in the middle of nowhere I found the Sears Cemetery. Harold Sears, 1935. Let's see, Ellen Delph Thomas died, looks like 8/17 or 9/17, 9/17 of 1956. No headstone for Ellen. A lot of Delphs lived down here. Sarah Sears Thomas, 1956. Millard Delph, 1931. Solomon Sears, 1906. And Edie C. Delph, 1944. So it looks like approximately 6 graves total. Sears Cemetery, originally slated to be relocated during the construction of Laurel Lake, and it was one of 3 that got left alone. And alone is an understatement. There's no telling the last time anybody's been here. The road back to the dam is off in that direction. So these people were left to rest in peace. Sears Cemetery, just on the edge of Whitley County, in around the Grove area. I'm sure there's some distant ancestors out there of these people. I have found some online notes on Find a Grave. So there are some people who know it's here, but it's definitely not easy to find it. If you're ever walking in to try to find the Sears Cemetery, that's the way out. As you're coming along, it's a pretty well-marked trail. You're gonna find a pretty good-sized log off the ground, not very far in, maybe 2/10 of a mile. And then there's another one on up in the woods. And they're basically pointing up the hill to the cemetery. It's not very far back to the vehicle. Another little marker spot. The road is literally just right there. Another little marker spot. There's a pretty good sized mound right here that you sort of walk around the mound to get on down there to the trees. Or you could just head up on top of the knoll right here when you come to this sinkhole here, or that mound. Turn and head up the hill. Play around long enough up on the hill, you'll definitely find it. There's the top of the truck right there. You come in and sort of some grasses right here. Make your way in. It's just a short hop, skip, and a jump up to the top of the hill to the Sears Cemetery. But there should definitely be a sign or something to direct people to the cemetery. The only sign that I can give you, look for these boulders out here off the edge of the road and Forestry Road 4058. From the direction that we are, it's literally up on top of that hill, right up through there. Or as you're coming along, here's another way to find your way in. Just follow my orange flags that will lead you up the hill to the cemetery. There's a series of orange tape that'll take you straight to the cemetery. Thanks for watching.